Hello, welcome back to the podcast. I'm Tiffany Jade, and I took a little break from the podcast. I stepped away for a bit, and I've been feeling really called to come back to it, and today is the day. Today I'm going to talk about shifting from employee mindset to entrepreneur mindset. This was a big detangling for me. The traditional path that we're taught in school is to go to school, get the degree, get the job, climb the corporate ladder. It's the traditional path. And it feels safe. It feels secure. It feels like what we're supposed to do, what we're expected to do. And I followed that path in the beginning for many years. I got the degrees, got the job, started climbing the ladder. And I reached a point where in my late 20s, I felt like what I later heard is described as a midlife crisis, but I reached it in my late 20s, mid to late 20s, because I've heard midlife crisis described as you're climbing a ladder and then you realize it's leaning against the wrong wall. And that totally resonated with what I experienced, with what I felt. I reached a point where it felt like this isn't it. This isn't what I'm meant to do. This feels hollow. This feels unfulfilling. This feels frustrating, which as a manifesting generator, frustration, now I know this, is a sign that I was in my not self. It wasn't aligned. It was all part of my path. I fully believe that, and it is serving me now as well. The experience that I gained as an employee and in my degree, I am using it today, including I worked in information technology and in website development, and I use it now to I've created my own websites, and I also do a little consulting of creating websites and updating websites on the side. So it is something I still use today, and I also was able to use it to optimize the websites in appearing in search results, search engine optimization, so that people find me and they come to me and reach out to me out of the blue. So I can just be sitting there and then receive an inquiry, and 10 minutes later I have money sitting in my Venmo that was sent over. So it's pretty awesome. So I'm not complaining. It was definitely part of my path. It has served me, and I'm using it now. But when I first stepped into entrepreneurship, it really felt like I was stepping off the beaten path. I was stepping into uncertainty. There are no guarantees in entrepreneurship. And while a job isn't a guarantee either, it does feel safer. It feels like a safety net with more predictability. There's an expectation. You will receive that paycheck with regularity. You know when the money will come. You know how much money will come. Of course, it can all be taken away, as we've seen. You can get laid off or fired at any moment, but we feel that comfort of knowing when the money is going to come and how much it's going to come. And as an entrepreneur, you don't know where your income will come from each month or how much will come until you set up recurring income and revenue. And even then that can change and you can have more from there. But the whole world is set up around the paycheck mindset, the employee mindset, with the monthly mortgage, with monthly rent payments, monthly car payments, monthly cell phone and electric bills, monthly credit card payments. Everything is built around month to month. And we find ourselves on this hamster wheel of we often live paycheck to paycheck, month to month. Okay, I'm making just enough, and now it's all gone. It's all out. I spent it all on bills and just enough to maybe take a vacation here or put aside for a vacation or save. And we have this goal of like just to get ahead, but we're focusing on that monthly number. And shifting into entrepreneurship, where you don't have a set income monthly, can be really scary. You don't know what to expect. You're stepping into the unknown. You're stepping into an abyss. And the familiar is our comfort zone. The unknown feels really dangerous to the ego. which wants to protect us. It wants the safety. It wants the predictability. It wants the known. And while a job that we have might be uncomfortable, it might not be our ideal or our desire. It is comfortable because it provides familiarity, expectations, predictability. We know what's going to happen. We know how much we'll make. As an entrepreneur, you are brought into living in the present rather than in the past or the future, because your steady paycheck is based in the past. That's the reliable monthly steady income. You know what's going to happen, and then you're creating more of that in the future. You're bringing the predictable past into the future. Whereas with entrepreneurship, the more that you can live in the present, the more that you can trust and have faith and let go of the worry or bringing the past into the future. Because as an entrepreneur, if you are worrying because you don't know where the money will come from, you are living in the future. If you are depressed because maybe your business hasn't performed as well as you desire, as you had your vision, maybe it's taking a little longer to grow, to expand, to become abundant, then you are living in the past. And if you stay in that, stay thinking about the past, you will continue to bring that into the future. And you will have more of that disappointment, more of that lack, more of that scarcity, more of the failure. So we ideally will see the past, take our lessons from it, but draw a line in the sand and say, okay, this is where I am now. And going forward, this is where I'm going. I'm taking these lessons, but I'm leaving everything else. And I'm not going to keep repeating these patterns, repeating these cycles. And I'm moving forward. I'm growing and expanding. And we can begin to develop this trust that the money will come every month, and live in the moment and trust. So this requires a lot of deconditioning, deprogramming, and firming up your strengths and beliefs against the rest of the world, the rest of society that is conditioned into this employee mindset. So you will likely have family or friends that will really feed your doubts and fears. They do this from love. They do this trying to protect you, not trying to hurt you. They just see through their lens of the world, and that is what they're speaking through. They see being an employee and having a predictable income as safe, as secure, as the best, most predictable way to be successful. They don't see it as possible to, or likely to, succeed as an entrepreneur, and they don't want you to fail and get hurt. So they speak their worries and concerns. They might speak of the high rate of failure in business. And it's true. There is a high rate of failure in business because we are systemically trained and taught to be employees. The whole school system is based on being an employee, and you're being taught by employees. And so we get these subconscious beliefs that might be really far below the surface that we don't even recognize. We can think like, yes, I'm ready to do this. And there's these deep seated beliefs that don't believe that we can actually be successful. So we have the deprogramming and deconditioning and reprogramming to reset our mindsets and belief systems to believe that we can be successful. Your beliefs and your mindset are the most important things when it comes to growing a business of any kind. You can be an employee and still reach a certain amount of success, even if you have a crappy mindset, even if you have a lot of self-doubt, even if you have a lot of limiting beliefs. You can still reach a certain level of success. But as an entrepreneur, you'll likely hit a wall pretty quickly. And I believe we all have our own curriculum in life. And so you might hit different walls. You might reach a certain amount of financial success, but then have to shift the mindset around how hard you have to work. You might struggle in the beginning to reach the financial success, but you have the work-life balance worked out from the beginning, and any number of other things. So there is no set path. There is no set pattern. Like in careers, in a job, it's a lot more predictable. Okay, you get this job. You start off as entry level, then you might get promoted to supervisor or manager, then senior manager, then a director, then partner, or whatever the path is in your chosen line of work. It's a lot more predictable. It's a lot more laid out. So entrepreneurship, I have found, is really the best personal growth program available to us, because it really shines the light on so many of our limiting beliefs. And that is why it is so important to surround yourself with entrepreneurs and feed your mind with success stories. You're essentially brainwashing yourself, but in a positive way. We've all been brainwashed into the employee paradigm, and there's nothing wrong with that if that is what feels good for you. If you are an employee and you love it and that is your path, no shame in that. There is nothing wrong with that. The world needs people to be employees. And so, to be clear, I am not dissing employees or being an employee or having employees. It is all, we all create this cohesive world. So, to be clear. But if you're listening to this episode, you very likely have something inside of you that is calling you forth into entrepreneurship. It just feels scary. Or maybe you have already stepped into entrepreneurship, but you are coming up against those limiting beliefs of the employee mindset. And so now it's time to flip that and brainwash yourself in a more empowering way. One of my favorite quotes is from Henry Ford, and he says, "Whether you think you can or you think you can't, you're right." So if you listen to the voices of doubt, including the one in your head, then that is what you will experience. You will experience the doubt, the failure, the things that you will manifest what the doubts are about. If you fear being judged, if you fear, and you will be judged. The bigger you expand, the bigger you grow, the bigger you step out there, you will be judged. It's just a matter of knowing that it actually isn't about you. It's just it's a reflection of the people that are judging you. So, and I could go on a tangent about that, but we'll leave that for another episode. And on the other hand, if you listen to the voices of success and empowerment and possibility, and you reprogram the voice in your head to tip the scales on that side, we'll always have some doubt. We'll always have some fears. It's not about eliminating them. It's about tipping the scales toward the success, the possibility, the vision. And if you do that and you listen to those voices, the empowering voices, then that is what you will experience. You just can't predict the timing of it. We are really letting go of the timing. So you can't predict the timing, but if you keep moving forward, if you keep doing the inner work and you keep building your belief in yourself and in your vision and surrounding yourself with the success stories, surrounding yourself with the people that are on similar paths or have the mindset that you desire, similar mindsets, more growth mindsets, more risk and stepping out of the box, stepping out of your comfort zone. If you keep doing that, then you will make it happen. It will happen. Just stay the path. Commit to it. Commit to it. This is your life, and you are going to see what is possible. You are going to see what you're capable of, and be open to the growth, be open to the lessons, be open to the failures, and know that the failures are stepping stones on your path to success, and just keep going. And if you would like support in shifting your mindset, reprogramming your beliefs, healing your inner wounds, or growing your business, I am available for one-on-one coaching and mentorship. Visit tiffanyjade.com or find me on social media at Priestess Tiffany Jade and send me a message to see how we could work together. I would love to hear how this resonates for you, how this lands for you, or share what your biggest takeaway was or any insights that you gained. If you want to take a screenshot of the episode and tag me at Priestess Tiffany Jade and share, I would love to hear. And it also will expose the episode and the podcast to more people so that they can experience that as well. So thank you so much for listening. So wonderful to be here, to be back at this. And I'm so grateful for you for listening to this, and acknowledge you for taking the time out of your day to expand your mindset, to expand your vision of what is possible. Have a wonderful day.